All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a lesson on all the people that are antagonizing the believers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and how they're not going to go unpunished, man. Right? They're not going to go unpunished, because when they're mocking us, they're mocking God. Right? And that's what they don't seem to realize. This is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting. And these people don't understand when they're mocking people that believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai for whatever reason that they think that they should be doing that, for whatever reason and in whatever way they're antagonizing and getting on the nerves of the people that believe in Yahweh Shai and believe in Yahweh, right? They don't understand that at the end of all of this, they're going to get jacked up, man. They don't get that. Their arrogance and their wickedness has led them to do certain things that's going to end up making them get judged in extreme ways in the future. And as long as we don't act carnally, which the demons on these people want us to act carnally, as long as we don't do that, we're going to be guiltless when these people get their judgment, man. And we'll be able to look at them in their sorrowful state and laugh at them in a way worse way than what they thought that they would be able to laugh at us. And the unfortunate situation that we've found ourselves in is that we can't judge people the way how they judge us in certain ways, in terms of like we've been made to be spiritual to where we can't just judge people by their skin color. And the moment we see someone that looks like a so-called white person or looks like somebody outside of what the images of the people on the 12 tribe chart look like, that we can just assume that they're a heathen or treat them like they're a heathen all the time. We've been made to have to play a more spiritual game where we judge people by their character, which is the way how Yahweh judges people. But let me read this, 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 25. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But just because there's not many mighty and not many noble and not many wise, that doesn't mean that none of us are wise and that none of us are mighty and that none of us have got some kind of nobleness about us, man. That doesn't mean that, right? And let me speak to the mighty thing, because a lot of Israelites, man, there's a lot of mighty men among our nation when it comes to physical one-on-one, man. And some of these people in the world and I'm not even trying to get carnal here, man. I'm just speaking in general from what I know happens in this world. A lot of people in this world, they try and antagonize Jake, right? And because Jake is really, we're a humble nation, man. And we kind of don't really want no problems. But in this world, when you carry yourself in such a way like that, right? When you might not speak much, just keep yourself to yourself. You just mind your business. People in this world think that means you're a pushover. I think that means that they can try and get one over on you, and they can try and do things to play games with you, man. But really, if we was to be carnal, some of these people could potentially find themselves in a hospital bed. Now, we ain't going to do that because, like I said, we're not carnal. But if we were carnal like Esau, that's exactly what would happen. And that's why you don't really see people that just go out their way trying to antagonize Esau, because they know he gets down already. Verse 27, but God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And if it means that we get into chariots at the end of all of this, we'll be foolish, man. We'll let some of these clowns mock us and think it's a game for now, because their pride is based on this world and all the things that they're thinking that they're working towards in this world. Like, some of these people don't even have no wealth, but they might be on a so-called path to wealth, or think that they're on a so-called path to wealth. So they're arrogant. So it might be a broke student, right, that's got a student loan, but they're in a degree where the earnings of this degree that they have, if they should achieve it, are high earnings. So they think that they're a high earner in this world, and they've already imagining how they're going to spend all this money from their degree and at the job that they're going to get from the degree, not knowing that there's plenty of people walking around in this world that have degrees and don't have no money like that. But some of these people in the world, they walk around and they carry themselves in certain ways that they just think they're bad. Like, there's a YouTuber called Larry Wheels, and he's very strong individual. right? And he was so arrogant with all of his muscles that he thought, man, a man that weighs 135 pounds could never take me down. He never even considered whether a man that weighs 135 pounds could kick his ass. No, he said a man that weighs 135 pounds could never take me down to the floor. Went to an MMA gym, found out the hard way that what he believed was not true. Got instantly humbled, and now he's on a whole journey of him trying to learn MMA, learn boxing, learn how to fight, learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, learn all of these fighting skills, and doesn't even care about the muscles that he gained over all the 15 plus years or whatever he was training, doing powerlifting and bodybuilding and all of these different things. He's realized that that doesn't mean nothing, right? Where there's a lot of other people in this world that they think just because they got a gym membership and have been hitting arms, can bench press 100 kilograms, which, mate, that's not really that impressive. Can squat 120 kilograms, can deadlift like maybe 110, 120 kilograms. They think that actually means that they're a mighty man. That does not make you be able to fight. But a lot of people in this world are arrogant because of a gym, some stuff that they can do in the gym, when that does not make you a warrior. Eddie Hall was a strong man. Thurber Johnson was a strong man. But when they both wanted to truly prove themselves, they had a boxing match against each other, and Eddie Hall is trying to prove himself again, and he's having another boxing match against Tommy Fury, because the true way to test might is who's going to win in a battle. That's the ultimate way to test might. And that's why, the way Yahweh Shai is going to conquer this world is in righteousness. He's going to judge and make wars, the scriptures say. But this world's arrogant and carries itself in certain ways when a lot of people don't even truly understand the dynamics of a fight, man. They don't even truly understand. Most people don't want to have a fight. They want to have an attitude with people and be disrespectful, but they don't want to have a fight, man. They want to be able to go around, disrespect people, and then the people that get disrespected are supposed to just be the bigger person and not accept and not do nothing. But that's not how the world works, though. That's not how the world works, man. And a lot of people don't understand the way how the world truly works. And that's why, according to 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter, when it says there's going to be sedition among men and the course of their actions is going to stand in their power, a lot of people are going to realize that the will and the way that they thought that the world was supposed to go, when all hell breaks loose, all their plans and aspirations are not ever going to be able to happen, man. They're not going to be able to do none of this they was expecting to be able to do. Not going to be able to do any of it. And they're going to be looking stupid. I've seen in my lifetime plenty of men that go gym and do bodybuilding and all that lifting weight stuff, and then they go to a fighting gym and they just end up looking stupid. They end up looking stupid. They realize they're slow. They realize that, man, I've been building up all these muscles, but there's all these guys that I'm looking at that I didn't think could do anything to me. Every single one of them could kick my ass if they wanted to. And that's what a lot of boxers end up realizing when they try and go against the MMA guys, man. The people that know another part of fighting that they didn't learn and have not studied: kicking, elbowing, blocking kicks, blocking elbows, blocking takedowns, doing takedowns, attempting submissions, throwing knees, right? Defending knees. The boxers only mastered one part, man. And us as Hebrew Israelites trying to be of the hopeful elect, we're mastering and trying to learn patience and humility, man. The ability of being mocked and scorned and just taking on the chin, even though in some situations you could get yourself out of those problems carnally. We're being forced in situations where we just get rid of that, man. And the different methods that Yahweh will use to get you out of trying to be carnal are many. One could be that you've relied on your physical body strength, and he makes you have sicknesses, ailments, health problems, to where now you physically can't do the things that you used to do to get yourself out of certain situations, man. He can give you an ailment in the joints, whereas other people in the world that had a similar diet to you, our worldly diet in the past and all these different kind of things, they're building up themselves and they're building up their strength. And then that leads them to be proud, though, which comes with its own set of problems. But let me read verse 27. But God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. So we're foolish according to the world, but we're confounding the people that considered wise according to this world all the time. Hebrew Israelites are confounding these people. And God have chosen the weak of the world to confound the things which are mighty. We're considered weak in this world in terms of overall general power, And yet none of these people can tell us anything about ourselves, really. They can't tell us nothing. We're telling them, and we ain't stealing their doctrine and trying to apply it to ourselves. They're stealing our doctrine and stealing the way how Hebrew Israelites talk. They're trying to teach how the Hebrew Israelites teach, man, trying to have a reader, trying to go like they copy everything, man. They're copying the whole style and flow of what the Hebrew Israelites do. All of these different religions, man. Muslims never used to just be on the street and hand out their thing like that. They copied that and copying some of these things from Israelites, man. They try and go up to Hebrew Israelites, take the content and flipping post it on their channel and get damn near millions of views from it. And didn't even ask no permission, and if the Israelites was carnal, they could copyright strike that. They could copyright strike it. But these people do that because they know that the Israelites are not carnal and would not copyright strike it. But if you switch the roles round, they'd copyright strike an Israelite though. And that's what I mean with these people. They always want to try and make it like we're evil and that we're wicked and that we're vicious. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, we're actually way more righteous than them. They're always out to get us and to treat us unfairly and wickedly. They treat us way more unfairly than we treat them. They treat us like pieces of garbage, but we actually treat them people fairly with how we deal with them. But they don't deal with us righteously. Verse 28, and the base things of the world, and the thing which are despised, have Yahweh chosen, yea, and the thing which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in his presence. Now, let me go back to verse 27 again, and we're going to look at the overall thing of who Yahweh chose, at the overall scope of who Yahweh chosen. But you have chosen the foolish things in the world, right, to confound the wise, and Yahweh have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and the base things of the world, and the thing which are despised have Yahweh chosen, yea, and the thing which are not, to bring to naught things that are. So that's 4 categories, right? Foolish, the weak, the base, and the despised. So Yahweh chose men from within the nation of Israel that he knew would be looking at foolish, would be looking weak. For the most part, like the majority are people that he knew was going to look foolish, knew was going to look weak, knew was going to look base, and knew was going to be despised. And he's using all of those men to bring this whole world that's got people that are wise, right, according to this world, mighty, according to this world, not base, lofty and high, right, and undespised, glorified, if you will, right? And he's using them to bring down the people that he gave higher positions, man. And he's using the people that are lower to bring the people that are higher down and to humble them so that no flesh could glory, because the people that are foolish, the people that are weak, the people that are, what can they glory in? What can they glory in, man? They ain't got it to glory in. But then the other people that have it, and let's get this, the other people that have it, right, they don't understand that they shouldn't be glorying in it because they never earned it. They got it given from Yahweh. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 7. For who maketh thee to differ from another? And what hast thou that thou didst not receive? Now if thou didst receive it, why dost thou glory as if thou hadst not received it? Why are you proud for? Or you got some muscles, or you tall, or Yahweh's made you be handsome, or Yahweh's made you smart and have a high intellect, or Yahweh's made you be rich. Okay. Why are you glorying for? Did you do it? Or did Yahweh do it? Yahweh's made, let's go even further. Yahweh's made you a man of the Lord and you're of the elect. Can you glory in that? No, because you didn't do nothing to make you be it, did you? All the beautiful works that you're doing right now that are one day going to make you be getting salvation, right? And make you be a ruler of the future everlasting kingdom. You never earned that. Now, that's a humbling situation to find yourself in, because you're going to get everlasting life one day. Yahweh chose you even though you was not, you was foolish, you was weak, you was base, and you was despised, and he still chose you, and yet you can't glory in any of the works that he gave you and that he made you do, because he predestined you to do those works anyway, right? Just like how even in the world, all the people that have did the works that have made them be high and lofty in the world, Yahweh predestined them to do those works. So they can't glorify, but they do. And Yahweh's going to use the people that understand that they can't glorify, to bring down the people that don't understand that they shouldn't be glorifying, man. The people in our nation that don't understand, the people among all the nation of Edom that don't understand, which is all of them, all the heathen as well. They're all gonna be completely humbled when they realize and they see who we are and who they are, man. They're gonna be humbled greatly. A great humbling is coming to this earth, man. They're gonna be humbled and they're gonna look so stupid. Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 8, for by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It's not because we're so smart and that we was able to figure out the Da Vinci Code of the scriptures. No. Yahweh made men understand it. Yahweh put the Spirit on men, the Holy Spirit, and that Holy Spirit on them, allowed them to decipher the Bible and break it down for what it's truly talking about, man. And realize that the curses are applied to us. And that not of yourselves, it is a gift of God, not of works as anyone should boast. But in this world, people boast. People boast, man. A man starts getting 1-2 crease in his arms. He's gassed. A man starts getting like when he looks in his bank balance and he sees five digits instead of 4. Oh man, he gonna lose his mind. And if he sees 6 digits in there, oh man, he's really going. And if he sees 7 digits, never forget about it, mate. And if he sees 10 or 8, if he sees 8, 9, or 10 digits, the pride levels are all over the roof, mate. If he sees 8, 9, or 10 digits in his bank account, instead of 4, instead of 3, instead of 2, instead of 1, oh, the pride levels are going to be lofty, mate. And forget about it. Because with that comes women that are going to just be gold diggers, respect from people, and extra financial chances, and people trying to humble themselves before you in the hopes that you take some of your money out of your bank account and give it to them. Fake stuff, right? Verse 10. For we are his workmanship, created in the Mashiach Yahushai unto good works, which Yahweh before ordained that we should walk in them. So we can't glory in any of the works that we do. But this world, they're proud, man. These people get proud in this world. They're not. Most people in this world are not humble, and it's hard to be humble, man. It's actually hard to be humble, especially if you was to get everything that you want. All the things that brothers, elders, apostles, brothers, and everyone that they had hopes and aspirations of in this world, right? Just imagine if you was able to have did all of those things that you hope to do in the world and still have all the knowledge that you have in the scriptures. You'd be proud. If you didn't have to trade anything in to know this, if you didn't have to trade in time to know all of these things, if you didn't have to be studying the Bible when the sun's out, and then by the time you finish, the sun's gone. If you didn't have to be sitting down watching all these videos with a pack of highlighters and some pens, pause, write the scripture down have all these different booklets and books where you're writing down all these different scriptures and applying it to one topic so that it can be eventually grained in your mind to where you don't need to do that anymore. The way how we study the Bible, if we would have studied something worldly, shit, we'd probably have PhDs in that. To be honest with you, the way how the elders, apostles, brothers, right? Apostles, elders, brothers have studied the Bible. If we was to have studied dentistry, construction, plumbing, electrician, any construction field, any kind of STEM fields and all that, science, technology, what's the E, man? I forget, man. Economics and maths or whatever, right? We'd have some kind of PhD levels knowledge in that. But that stuff don't really mean that much, man. It don't mean as much as the scriptures mean, right? The scriptures is the thing that all these other people in the world that have all these other things that I just mentioned, eventually, eventually they all try and want to break down the scriptures anyway, because that's the thing that is difficult to break down. Because you can't, in a worldly way, make yourself know these things. Whereas in a worldly way, you can, make yourself know certain worldly knowledge, right? But you can't, through worldly means, be able to understand and truly have faith in the Bible. Knowing the breakdowns and different things like that in the Bible is one thing, but actually believing that that's really going to happen and believing that these prophecies are going to happen, that's a whole nother thing, man. Several of these women that heard Isaiah 4:1, They didn't think that that would ever happen. But as you're starting to look at the world now, it's very evident that the day is going to come where women are going to literally go up to men and say, I just want to be your wife and you don't have to take care of me in any way, shape, or form. Now, this, when you really think about the kind of world that we're going to be living in at that time, it's not really that honorable that they're going to be saying that, to be honest with you. It's not really that honorable that these women are going to be saying that at that time. Because it's not like the world's going to be not in a non-chaotic environment. It's not like the world's going to be like how it is right now at this very date now. The world's not going to be like how it is now. And these women are going to be saying, don't take care. I don't need you to buy this and buy that. The world's not going to really even be in a situation where you need to buy anything. So it's not even really that honorable that these women are going to be saying it, man. But it's just going to show that these women are going to humble themselves and not be trying to talk all this men can't have multiple wives stuff that they know that men can have. They know that they're lying when they say that. But they're going to humble themselves and they're going to like, if women right now, yeah, humbled themselves to the fact that men can have multiple wives and ignored whatever Esau's talking about, most men's lives would be happier. And Esau would have no choice but to legalize it. He'd have no choice. Because people already break certain of Esau's laws anyway. So why don't they want to break that kind of thing? Because the women are wicked and are desperate to try and put chains on men. Now I went back to 1 Corinthians, the first chapter, and I'm going to read verse 27 again and verse 28. And Yahweh hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and Yahweh hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and the base things of the world, and the things which are despised have Yahweh chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in his presence. Now, because Yahweh chose such types of men, people in this world feel bold to be disrespectful, right? But listen to this. Matthew chapter 18 and verse 6, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Warn to the world because of offences, for it must needs be that offences come, but woe to that man by whom the offence cometh. So when you are just minding your business in this world sometimes, and a proud woman or a proud man, either of our own nation or of the heathen, bothers us, right? Just know that you didn't necessarily do anything wicked every single time for that to be warranted. They've been made to do that offense, right? So that they can be judged. Woe to the world, verse 7, woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come. This world has to offend us, man, so that they can get judged for it. But woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. So all of you people, like there's certain offense. Let's just say that we had a certain checklist of offenses that we had to go through before we was considered worthy to be able to elect. And let's just say that some of those offenses were get assaulted, right? Get arrested, have a woman commit adultery on you, right? Have somebody try and break into your house, have somebody try and rob you, have somebody burglarize your home, get fired from a job, have people tale bearing on you, have people bearing false witness on you, have people accuse you of heinous crimes on the internet, have people call up your workplace, right? And try and get you fired from your job, right? Have people try and stalk you. Let's just say that those were some of the offenses. And every single one of those offenses had to happen before you got on those chariots. Every single person that was used to make that offense be committed on you is going to be judged. Now, in the whole grand scheme of things, what I'm talking about right now, all the whole nations of the world, right, had to make offenses to us, right? They had to, because we had to, according to, and I'm gonna go to it. We had to, according to prophecy, go through the curses and the blessings, right? And woe to all those people that were used to commit the curses on us, because they're gonna have to go through the curses themselves now. And Deuteronomy 30:1, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call unto mind among all the nations with Yahweh thy power have driven thee. Jump down to verse 7, and Yahweh thy power put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. We had to go through the blessings and the curses. Born to the world because of offenses. The curses are ultimately, when you read them, offenses at the hands of heathens. Most of the curses don't just happen without human interference when you really read them. Most of the curses, let's read it. Cursed shall I be when thou comest in, and cursed shall I be when thou goest out. Now that can, to a certain degree, happen without human interference, but really, not really at the same time. It happened at the hand of human interference, man. The heathen, warned to the world because of offenses. Verse 20, and Yahweh shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke. Who's doing the rebuking? People that was been made to offenses that must needs come. Offenses must needed to come, and these heathen were used to do this. And in order that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. Like some of these people, some of you brothers out there might have people scheming on your woman, might have people scheming on your house, might have people scheming on you flipping where you go shopping, man. Being nosy as hell, trying to find out things about you. They're gonna get judged for doing that. And we have to just patiently wait. Every single one of them is gonna get judged, man. All of them. Some of them are gonna get judged sooner. Some of them are gonna get judged later, but they're all gonna get judged though. All of them. Every single one. Right? All of them, man. Just look at how many people have been scoffers of the Hebrew Israelites, and then later on you end up seeing them and they just disappear. And they disappear, and you wonder, man, what happened to these people? Like, for example, one person, right? There was this woman called Sister Cherry Love. She was an extreme scoffer of the Hebrew Israelites, doing 4-hour streams, 4-hour lives, flipping 8-hour lives, 14-hour ones, right? And now where's she? Nobody don't know where she is. She ain't on YouTube doing her scoffing no more. She fell off to the wayside, man. But who knows what happened to her for all of her scoffing? Something must have happened to her. She lost her juice and don't even want to scoff no more. What happened? Has she became a believer? I doubt it. So her judgment's still pending. As well as this demon Vocab Malone, his judgment's definitely pending, man. He's been an extreme thorn in the side of the Hebrew Israelite thing and an extreme hypocrite, man. That never applies the same scrutiny to us as he does to anybody else that also claims that they're an Israelite. He doesn't even have any questions for them. And as newer people are starting to claim that they're the Israelites, he still doesn't say nothing to them, man. But they're going to be judged for that. You think you can just be a hypocrite and not get judged? Yahweh don't like hypocrites, man. In fact, I'm pretty sure in Proverbs 6 it says that he hates hypocrites. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm wrong on that. I'm pretty sure he says he hates hypocrites, man. Okay, no, it don't. It don't say that. It don't say he hates hypocrites in Proverbs 6. I was wrong on that. But you don't like them, though. That's what we do know. The joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. That's what Book of Job says, right? Don't you know of this of old that the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment? All you hypocritical people that you say one thing to us and then do another, you do the same thing yourself, mate. You're gonna get judged, man. Job chapter 20 and verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Don't you people know that? You're gonna get judged, man, for all this scheming and plotting that you've been doing on us. And then doing the same thing yourself. Talking all of this smack out your mouth about us, but then what are you doing though? You got everything under the heavens to say about us, but then when we look at how you live, are you doing any better? Telling us that we're crybabies, complaining about the society because we're lazy, but then when it's your turn to have to try and pull up your bootstraps and do the hard work, can you handle it? Some of you people laugh at Hebrew Israelite brothers right now, and you don't even know what the hell they've been through in their life. And if you was to go through even 10% of that stuff, you'd be in a straitjacket, mate. Some of you people, if you still even go through 10%, most of you heathens are like a Homelander, man. If any brothers watched that TV show, The Boys, and seen it through all the way to the end, right? That character Homelander was real proud when he had all that strength. But the moment that he lost all that strength, did you see how he was going on? Did you see? It was a disgusting sight, man. Isaiah 14 and 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and say, is this the man that made the whole world tremble, that did shake kingdoms? That's how we're going to look at Esau when he starts going through what we go through. Like, I don't even, when I really think about how, and all brothers say this and people say this that believe in Yahweh Shem Rashai, like how they're even going to be able to handle going through these curses, man. How are they even going to be able to handle it? Because they're so weak. How are they even going to be able to handle going through this stuff, man? All this stuff that they enjoy to put everyone else through. Are they even going to be able to handle any, like, could they even handle 5 to 10% of what they put people through? Could they even handle that themselves? And the answer is really no. Now, let me get this, because this world, man, it's going to be truly humbled, man, and it's real arrogant and proud, right? But all of this stuff that we experience is done deliberately, man. All these small little different interactions that you're like, man, why did that happen? Why did this happen? Why is this random person I don't know bothering me in such a way? I ain't did nothing to them. You haven't did nothing to them. And when you assume that some of these people are doing some of these things to you, this world would like to gaslight Israelites, gaslight Jake, and make us think that we're just paranoid and we got a chip on our shoulder and all of that. But you notice that they never say that chip on their shoulder thing never gets said to nobody else. It's like that chip on the shoulder term was made specifically for so-called black men, mainly. And then the Latinos and the Native Americans, they get thrown, I'm sure, to them. But the so-called black man, the tribe and the kingdom of Judah, the southern kingdom, they get given it way worse, man. And Judah mainly, out of all of the tribes, catches an extra layer of hell because he's the best for the most part, man. On averages, Judah's going to be better than Judah. He's going to be better than most of the other tribes, man. That's just, like, if you say otherwise, you're kind of probably hating, man. And Judah's the best tribe. How do we know? Because the best thing to come from the tribe of Judah is Yahushai. Judah's the head tribe. Now that doesn't make them a better Israelite than we are, but they're the head tribe though. Let's get this. In fact, let me go back a bit. I'll spend a bit more time on this lesson, man. We can go a bit longer. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 and verse 17. For they shall see the end of the wise, and shall not understand what Yahweh and his counsel have decreed of him, and to what end Yahweh have set him in safety. They shall see him and despise him, but God shall laugh them to scorn, and they shall hereafter be a vile carcass and a reproach among the dead forevermore. For he shall rend them and cast them down headlong, that they shall be speechless, and he shall shake them from the foundation, and they shall be utterly laid waste, and be in sorrow, and their memorial shall perish. And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, they shall come with fear, and their own iniquity shall convince them to their face. So they ain't going to be able to, when they start seeing the position, right, that the people that believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai end up in, they are not going to be able to say anything can be like, oh, but why are they there and I'm here? And one of the main sins that these people are not going to be able to say anything with is going to be when they look at themselves, they've got MOTB. So how you wondering and questioning how these people are getting beaten up in the chariots and you ain't, mate, you took the MOTB. Look at your hand, man. It's got that grievous sore on there. Why are you questioning and wondering why they're getting beaten up and you ain't? You took the MOTB and they didn't, right? And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, verse 20, they shall come with fear, and their own iniquity shall convince them to their face. They're going to be able to look at their own hand, man, and see and their own hand as evidence that they took the MOTB. They ain't going to be able to question, or why is he going up there and I ain't? You took the MOTB and they never. That's one of the reasons why. They believed in Yahweh Bar Shem Yahushai and you didn't, which is the reason why you took the MOTB and they didn't take it. They ain't going to be able to question us and question why you don't know what it is. Your own wickedness is the reason why you're in the position that you are and why they're in the position that they are. You ain't going to be able to try and say anything, man. Verse 11. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labor, which is what these people do. They don't consider that anything that we're doing and that we've got any kind of bright future ahead of us, man. Because they don't see us having too much worldly aspirations. They don't see us trying to grind in and try and compete and do the keeping up the Joneses thing like they be doing. If we get something, it's because we genuinely wanted it. Whereas some of these people in this world, they'll go out of their way to try and get a car that they can't even really afford just to try and prove to their neighbor that they've got some money, which is dumb. It's dumb to do that, but these people will do it though. These people will do it, man. I made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools account his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot among the saints? These people are going to be looking so dumb when they end up seeing that all their pride and arrogance and gassing up themselves, right? Because what these people do in this world is they get in a little echo chamber of themselves, and people are similar to them, and they gas themselves up, man. That's what Esau does. They get on these racist forums and they just gas themselves up about how they're just so much better than everybody else, and don't allow nobody else in the group to give a different perspective. Even if there's an Edomite that ain't as racist as them, they won't allow that Edomite in there. But nah, only people that think exactly the same as us, and then they just gas themselves up, man. They just gas themselves up, thinking that yeah, we know what's going on, and they don't know nothing. Verse 6: Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. And these people are going to realize that. All these people that believe in all these different gods, they're going to realize that them gods don't exist. All these people that thought you was right just because you don't drink alcohol, no, you weren't. What have pride profited us? Or what good have riches with our vaunting brought us? All you people getting gassed up because of how much money you got, or how much money you think you've got. Because the average person ain't rich, man. Most of y'all are all the things that you're trying to glorify yourself in and then get gassed upon. You got it off your credit card, man. You got it off a Klarna. You did a Klarna thing. Don't get gassed up, man. Yeah, you ain't balling. You ain't balling like that, man. Most people ain't rich. But then they want to try and laugh at somebody else and call them broke when they ain't even rich themselves. You're broke too. You know what I mean? You're broke, calling somebody else broke. Mate, you're living paycheck to you. Okay, you make, let's say one man makes, I don't know, man, the average salary a year, and another man makes double that. Okay, but you live paycheck to paycheck too. So how are you trying to flex on him? If you didn't get paid five months of wages, you'll be through as well, just like how he would. Even though you make more, even though you make twice as much as him, so what difference does it make? You stupid idiot. You ain't in no better position than him, even though you make more, because you're living paycheck to paycheck too, because you don't know how to manage your money. But these people in this world, they're so slow, man. They're so arrogant. And when you really look and analyze them, you're like, man, these people don't have a clue what's coming their way, man. They don't have a clue. Verse 9, all those things are passed away like a shadow, and as opposed to hasty by, and that includes might too, man. Too many people out there thinking that you're tough, guys. You're not tough, man. And Yahweh's going to, everyone's going to get their chance to test the waters, you know. All these people are going to get their chance to test the waters. Oh, you think you're tough? You think you're a bad man, yeah? You think you're a bad man and no one could chat to you? You couldn't even chat to me, you know? Yeah? You think that. Just wait till Yahweh makes everyone be on the same thing you're on. Or loads of people around you all be on the same kind of mad stuff that you're on, man. And then we're going to see how tough you are then. That's what's being set up. The day of the Lord is not a fun time, man. Verse 11. In fact, verse 10, and as a ship that passeth over the waves of the water, which when it is gone, the trace thereof cannot be found, neither the path of the killing the waves. Now let me jump down. Verse 13, even so we in like manner, as soon as we were born, began to draw to our end, and had no sign of virtue to show, but were consumed in our own wickedness, and wickedness blinds you, man. Because it increases your level of hatred and envy that you have for someone or something, to a point where you don't even see all the evils that you're doing to get to the so-called success that you're hoping for, man. All the things that Esau's did and all the crimes and sins that Esau's committed in order to get this society the way he wants to do, he's forgot more wickedness than we even can talk about him doing. He's forgot more wickedness that he did than we can even mention. And we can talk about Esau's wickedness all day. But he's forgot some of the wickednesses that he's did, man. He's forgot some of it, man. But Yahweh hasn't forgot any of it, though. He's been consumed by his wickedness, man. His envy and his hatred is blinding him, man. As the scriptures say, verse 14, for the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind. It's just going to go, man. Or they want to have this and that, MOTBs and people, cameras everywhere, camera up the damn pan when you're in the damn toilet, man. Just scanning everything. Oh, he's had Weetabix today, that geezer. Oh, he slept with his wife for 2 minutes, 50 seconds tonight. And then the last night before that, it was 20 minutes, 35 seconds. Then he sneezed, and his breathing rate at this particular moment is 80 breaths. And his heart rate is 85. It's a little high. I think he's got some cholesterol. You know, that's what Esau wants to be able to do. You want to know all the biomechanics of everything that we do, man? You want to know what we got in our damn fridge? You want to know what we got in our cupboards? You know? Want to know how much toilet rolls we got left? They want to know everything. They want to think they're Yahweh and they're not Yahweh. Carrying on in verse 14. Like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, and passeth away as the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day, but the righteous live forevermore. Their reward is also with Yahweh, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom, which that's what we're waiting for, man. Our conversations in heaven. For which we also look for the Lord, the Savior, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself, man. We're waiting to become a completely different creature than what we are now. And when you understand that, you can't even be happy down here. You're just moody all the time. You just feel moody all the time, man. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. He shall take to him. Excuse me, I didn't even read verse 16, all of it. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from Yahweh's hand, which is going to be a beautiful thing for people that receive that, man. With his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. He shall take to him jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. Which, mate, what's that talking about, man? That's talking about the Israelite man being changed into something to bring judgment to this earth for all the wickedness that he did, man. Being completely changed so that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. All the same things that Israelites are scared of now, right? As for according to Esau's weaponry, after these men are changed and they come back down again, all of those weapons are not going to be getting destroyed right at that moment. Some of those weapons are going to very much still exist. Yahweh Shai coming and gathering the Israelites and beaming them up into the chariots, right, does not make Isaiah 2 instantly be fulfilled. Those weapons and all those different tanks and all those things, some of those things are going to still exist, man. And those men are going to come down from those chariots and they're going to see all of those weapons, and Esau's going to still have access to use some of those things and try and fight against them, and he's going to lose, man. They're going to lose. Yahweh Shai is coming to destroy and gather at the same time the elect, but are every single one of Esau's weapons going to be destroyed at that very moment? I don't believe so. Because he's coming to gather the elect from Babylon the Great, and that's an event that's pretty much going to take place in 1 hour. Where he gathers the elect, right, and beams them up. But he's going to be doing a lot of destruction in that time too. Then the elect are going to be up in the charts with Yahweh Shai, get changed, and then come back down, and that's going to be part 2 of the ass whooping, man. Part 1 is shorter than part 2. If we was to break it down, in parts, part 1 is going to be like an intro, and then the part 2 is the real thing, man. Part 1 is like the trailer, part 2 is the whole movie. They might breathe a little sigh of relief. Oh, he's gone. Phew. Phew. Hopefully he stays gone. Nah, he ain't staying gone. He's coming back. And he's coming back with millions of people that are going to be just like as vicious as he was, but to a lesser versions, man. How much more terrifying is that going to be? That the day of the Lord is not no time to play around with them. When we actually see how Yahweh really had to bring us down so low to even give these people the courage to try and do us like how they do us right now. Because if we had the might of King David, Joab, and the mighty men, they wouldn't feel brave. They don't even really feel brave to try and do certain things now. You got these Edomites that want to run around and call Jake the hard R and all this stuff, but they still have to make sure that they've got something heavier, some heavy artillery on them to try and do that. And then they have to also try and hope that the law system's rigged against them. And that's why that guy did everything that he did, because he thought that the law system was so rigged against Jake that they would just allow him to be able to get away with that, but it didn't. And now he's in the predicament that he's in now. And you got all these other heathens and people that these Edomites trying to cry because they was hoping that the system was that rigged against us as well, man. Which it ain't though, because Yahweh's making it not be. It's not the time of Jacob's trouble yet for these heathens to just be so bold to try and come after us. But the time's going to come where they are going to be able to just be able to be boldly hateful towards us though. That is going to happen. But it's not yet though. And that's why Yahweh's humbling and casting down these people that are trying to jump the gun. They're trying to be the people to get Jacob's trouble started, but they're not the people that was predestined to be that person. But Yahweh's showing us certain examples of what they want to be able to try and do though. I'm gonna end this video there, man. I've said more than enough to put this video out there. I just wanted to talk about all these people that are arrogant and against the Hebrew Israelites, man, and just going into how they're all going to be judged, right? We ain't got nothing to really worry about, but because it doesn't happen instantly, it's annoying. But all of them are going to be judged though in due time. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.